Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
This is a big room for a small crowd, and so you're going to have to make up for it a little bit by immediately turning around to somebody and saying Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, what's your name? Do you talk yet? No? Shabbat Shalom. Everybody introduce themselves. Oh, somebody has a boa. I thought it was like as a boa or something. So the 6 o'clock service is meant to be a little lighter. So we have guitars, and there's singing, there's teaching. We'll tell a little bit of a story about the Torah portion, but not a huge thing. We do use the blue prayer book that's in front of you called Mishkan Tefillah. It opens from right to left. And we're going to start the way we like to do with Kabbalat Shabbat, with a love song. These are love songs to God and to the Jewish people. It's said that every day of the week has a partner, because no day should be alone, except for Shabbat. Shabbat is the bride of the Jewish people. And so the song that's third down is called Yedid Nefesh, Heart's Beloved. A Yedid is a friend, but more than a chaver, somebody who's dear to your heart. And if you look at page 10, you'll be able to find the words. It goes like this. Yedid Nefesh Av HaRachaman, Yedid Nefesh Av HaRachaman, Meshovadecha El Retzonecha, Meshovadecha Ya la 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 El Retzonecha. Try it again. 1, 2, 3, ready, and Yedid Nefesh Av HaRachaman, Yedid Nefesh Av HaRachaman, Meshovadecha El Retzonecha, Meshovadecha Ya la 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 El Retzonecha. Look at the third line. Yarutz Avdecha Kemo Aya Ishtachavei Ya la 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 El Muladarecha. The last two lines again. Yarutz Avdecha Kemo Aya Ishtachavei Ya la 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 El Muladarecha. From the beginning, Yedid Nefesh Av HaRachaman, Yedid Nefesh Av HaRachaman, Meshovadecha El Retzonecha, Meshovadecha Ya la 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 El Retzonecha. Now I know it's a little cool in the room. Somebody did ask why we have the air conditioning on in November. It's just to make sure you're awake, I guess, because we want to make sure that you have a good chance on the quiz later on to know what's going on here in the sanctuary. If you turn back in your book to page 2 and 3, you'll find the prayers for lighting candles for Shabbat, be followed by Kiddush. I'd like to invite the Millers to come up. Come on up, help us. We're all going to rise for the candles and Kiddush. You'll want to come up? Well, you all come up. Like en famille, kamishpacha, okay? this to you. You light. Go into vertically. Next one. Amen. Praise you, Adonai, our God, ruler of all, who has caused us, who has given us commandments to follow and commanded us into the lights of Shabbat. If you turn the page on 4 and 5, you'll find the Kiddush. We're going to read the passage from Genesis that leads to the Kiddush. One of these large, wonderful young men will hold the Kiddush cup. You fed them well, didn't you? Vahi erev vahi boker yom hashishi, and there was evening and morning the sixth day. The heaven and the earth were finished in all their array. On the seventh day, God finished the work that God had been doing, and God ceased on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done. On the facing page, you'll find the Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu. B'Shabbat kodsho ve'ahava u'ratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh bereshit, ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh, zecher letziat mitzrayim, ki banu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim. Shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava uvratzon inchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh Shabbat. And as we said at your bar mitzvah, it's just juice. Everybody please have a seat. Pass it around. It's just juice. You all have each other's germs anyway. So if you look on page 12, it's the beginning of a series of psalms called Kabbalat Shabbat. Kabbalat Shabbat is the welcoming of Shabbat. And Cantor Berman has been teaching us a new tune. And before you go, oh my gosh, it's new, I don't know it, it's pretty danged easy. And by the second time through, you should be able to figure out just fine. So Cantor Berman, take it away.
Okay.
Are you on, tell me you're on 3.
I am.
3. Then I will go to 3, so we're not on.
Right where we were. Okay. So it's, let's sing with the words you know, yada-dai. And then we'll add these words
I know
that
those.
you,
Yeah, that's
you
good.
may also know. Yada-dai, 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 Nekadema fana vitoda, nekadema fana vitoda. Bizmirot narialo, bizmirot narialo. Back to the beginning. Lechuneran and straight through. Ladonai straight through. Narial tur yishenu, nekadema fana vitoda. Bizmirot
turn ahead to page 20, you'll find the most famous of all Shabbat songs. It's called Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi celebrates Shabbat coming as a bride. And it's our custom to sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. In the last verse, we rise and face the rear. And in the last words of the last verse, Boi Kala, may the bride come in. Where Anshel is there, maybe the bride's going to come in over there. Or maybe where Helene's over here, maybe the bride, or maybe where Judy is, the bride's going to come. Maybe Judy's the bride for Shabbat. We don't know. But we won't know until we sing the song and turn around. And we're going to start, and you're going to, what's our melody again? Oh my gosh, we're going to move that up.
Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'diborecha ishmi'anu, el ha'miyuchad Adonai echad, hu shemo echad l'shem u'tiferet. Ve'alitila lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki mekor, haberacha mirosh mikedem nesuha. Sofa sevem Shabbat tila, lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, ki ba'orech, gumi ori, uri, uri, shir gaber kevod Adonai. Alayich nigla, lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom, hateret ba'ala, gam b'simcha, u'b'tzola tochem u'ne'am segula.
We bow to the left.
Boi chala,
To the right.
boi chala, lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Turn the page. And on page 22, you'll find the psalm for the Sabbath day. It's our custom to read the first part in English all the way to the indent. With the indent, you go down to the Hebrew indent where it says Tzadik Katamar, the righteous shall bloom like a date palm. But we'll do the English first. Together? A song for Shabbat.
It is good to praise Adonai, to sing hymns to your name, Most High,
to proclaim your steadfast love at daybreak,
your faithfulness each night, with a 10-stringed harp, with voice and lyre together.
You have
gladdened me by your deeds, Adonai.
I shout for joy at your handiwork. How great are your works, Adonai. How very subtle your designs. A brute cannot know. A fool cannot understand this.
Tzadik Katamar Yifra Ke'erez Balvanon Yizkeh Shetulim Bebeit Adonai Bechazron Eloheinu Yavichu Od Yenuvun B'Seva T'Shenim V'Rananim Yiyu Lehagid Yashar Adonai Tzuri we started with the idea that God is the dearest friend of our heart, and then we moved quickly to God as the bride. And then on the next page, we move to the ministering angels, that God accompanies the Shabbat on the wings of angels. So if you look on page 24, it's the old tune. If you know it, join in. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu ni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitchem.
Tzeitchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech Malachei Hamlachim,
HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Please rise on 26 and for the Chatzi Kaddish on that page before the Baruch Hu, the call to worship.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
אמן.
יעלמד יברח חירותי וימליך בחותי. בחייכון וביומייכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל.
Magala, Magala, ובזמן קריב. אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם לעולם מהמיה, יתברך.
יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קודשה
בריחו.
לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה
תושבחתה ונחמתה דהמירן בעולמה.
ויאמרו
Page 28.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vahed. Please be seated, everyone. We usually stand, but since we're teaching a song, you can sit so you'll learn better, right? So find the half sheet that you were given. It's a rendering by Noam Katz of what it is to have a prayer for the sun, the moon, and the stars.
So we sang this as you were walking in, getting settled. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Try that. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night again. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Now the next part, which is in Hebrew and higher. Borei yom v'layla, golei or mipnei choshech, golei or mipnei choshech, vechoshech mipnei yom. Let's do that again. Borei continue with Ahavat Olam, page 32.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ata, Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shofenu, u'kumenu v'nasiach b'chukecha, v'nizmach b'divrei Toratecha, u'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed, ki hem chayenu, ve'orech yameinu, uvahem negei yomam v'layla, negei yomam v'layla. Be'avatcha al tasir, mimenu le'olamim, baruch ata Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael, ohev amo Yisrael. Please rise.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated. Page 36.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'otecha, ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher Anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha, v'shinantam levanecha v'dibartam bam, v'shivtecha b'beitecha u'lechtecha b'derech u'b'shoftecha u'b'kumecha u'kshartam leot ayadecha, ve'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Together we join in the English. Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work, whether you are tired or you are rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all of my mitzvot, so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai your God. Page 41. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect. The song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
On the facing page is Micha Mocha, and even if you don't know the tune, you have a job. It's called a double clap. So it goes like, Micha Mocha ba eli madonai, Micha Mocha nehedar bako. Can you do double clap? Okay, we'll see if you can do that. 1, 2, ready, and.
Micha mocha ba eli madonai, Micha mocha nehedar b'kodesh, Nora tehilo do sefele, Nora tehilo do sefele.
Again from the beginning. 1, 2, ready, and.
Micha mocha ba eli madonai,
Micha mocha nehedar b'kodesh, Nora tehilo do sefele, Nora tehilo do sefele. Malchutecha.
Malachutecha ra'u banecha, Bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Ze Eli anu ve'amru, anu ve'amru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one who we've exalted. Miriam and the women dance and dance the whole night long. ונאמר כי בד אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Page 42, Hashkivenu, a song for peace throughout the night.
Not 42,
Oh.
right here.
That's right.
You
I
got it
actually
right
gave
here.
you the words this time on your little half sheet of paper.
Lyrics
This way
on
you
the-
can join with me in the verses.
Lyrics on the half sheet.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shoreinu lechayim. Hashkivenu Adonai,
It's not hard.
Eloheinu leshalom.
Try it with us.
Hamidenu shoreinu lechayim. Spread a shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shoreinu lechayim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shoreinu lechayim. Lechayim.
Turn the page. The last thing that ends this section, I don't know, Rabbi Gorban, what's the last thing that ends this section before the Amidah?
Vishamra?
Yes, I think it is Vishamru. Now, you don't know the tradition we used to have here. I don't know if the Miller guys are old enough to remember this, but when we started here a long, long time ago, we would sing Vishamru, and kids on they would literally bounce in their seats until Phyllis.
Did they also switch seats?
No, they would bounce in their seats until Phyllis Winkle said, "You're breaking the seats." But so we taught people to do it with their heads. So maybe we can do that. We're up to, I think, old tune. I hope you remember. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We rise now for the Amidah, which can be found on page 46.
Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yagim tehilatecha. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yagim tehilatecha. Oh God, open up my lips as I begin to pray. Oh God, open up my lips as I begin to pray. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yagim tehilatecha. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yagim tehilatecha. Turn the page.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Kol El Chasadim Tovim v'Konei HaKol, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר מושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים כל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
On page 55, we join together. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find feeling on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh ha-Shabbat. On the next page, or really page 57, you are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still clear voice within us. Therefore, our God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. When we behold your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and stars that you set in place, what are we humans that you are mindful of us? We mortals that you take note of us. You made us little less than divine, adorned us with glory and majesty. You gave us dominion over your handiwork, laying the world at our feet. How majestic is your name throughout the earth. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulechana el hodot. Page 60.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata Shalom, Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael. Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
We take a moment for silent prayer.
Or gurgled prayer. Either one, it's fine. We love gurgled prayer. Don't you dare take that baby out of here.
Those are real prayers of the heart.
Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. 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 V'imru amen.
if you turn to 253, you find the prayer we never omit. It's called a Mishaberach. There are lots of forms of Mishaberach. Most people don't know that if the only one you hear is for healing. But the one for healing touches us so deeply because there's not a person here who doesn't know someone who's broken in some way. Some right now are in a hospital and terrified about what might happen in the next day or so. And some, frankly, are in a nursing home without the prospect of even one visitor this weekend. And some simply walk the earth with a stone in the heart or face the daily battles of addiction. And we wish refuah shlema, healing of body, mind, and spirit for them all. Before we sing the Mishaberach, we offer an opportunity. If you would like to say a name out loud or quietly and put it into the air that we might take that name into our heart for healing for that person, somebody dear to you. If you say the Hebrew name, you say the name and then son or daughter of a mother, because healing is done in the name of mothers in Jewish tradition. If you just want to hold on to the name silently, that's fine too. And I'm going to start with Jerry Zoffer, our past president, who's been suffering, and Sheila Siddig, who's finally out of the hospital but still has a ways to go. As I look at you, please say a name. On 253, you'll find the Mishaberach. Feel free to either sing along or to...
Which do you prefer?
Just tell me where you're starting. This week's Torah portion is called Toldot. If you're a King James kind of person, begattings, sirings, generations. Most scholars think the best way you should translate Toldot is the story. Ela Toldot Yitzchak. This is the story of Isaac. It's a great way to start. This is the story. Get right to the meat. This story has great resonance for me personally because it's about a couple that was deeply in love and couldn't have children. Now, most of you who know me know that I have an older son named Micah. And when my wife and I got married, we really did not have any trouble conceiving Micah. It was the gentlest, easiest pregnancy in the world. We bought my wife a Prega Puff that allowed her to have a little comfort at the end of the pregnancy, last couple of weeks. It was in northern Wisconsin, Wausau Community Hospital. And her water broke, and we went to the hospital, and 12 hours later, there was me and my wife and a nurse and a doctor with a catcher's mitt. Micah was born. Shortly afterwards, a few years afterwards, we found ourselves with an opportunity to move to the great city of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in 1985, for the first time named the most livable city in America by Rand McNally. So we were pretty excited. We did not know then we made the journey. We were pregnant again. My wife found out, and sadly we miscarried. And then began our adventures in the infertility world. Going to various and sundry people, being told far more intimate advice than we ever wanted to know from doctors. Learning about various drugs, and they finally said to us, we don't know what's going to help you get pregnant. You can try in vitro fertilization, but the chances back in the 80s were very low for that. They said, we have a drug, it's called Metrodin, and it costs $2,000 a month, and not a penny is covered by insurance. And my wife and I counted our pennies, and we said, we can try for 2 months. We won't go on vacation for 6 years. My wife is a nurse, very practical, very down-to-earth, those of you who know her. And the Metrodin was not given orally. You had to, how do I say this euphemistically? It had to be injected in the thigh. We'll let you range over what constitutes a thigh. And my wife, as I first took this in my hand to do this, inflicting pain on your partner is not usually something we think about. And she looked at me, and Dr. Lutens will appreciate this. She said, as a nurse would, if you try not to hurt me, you will. Just throw that puppy in there. And I did. And on the first month, she got pregnant with twins. Fraternal boy twins. It was a challenging pregnancy. And Isaac and Rebecca have a challenging pregnancy to the point where Rebecca goes and talks to an oracle and says, why am I even still living? This is so crazy. But unlike my wife Barbara, Rebecca receives an oracle. Kind of like, I don't know, the witches in Macbeth. 2 nations are in your womb. One will dominate the other. Oh, the younger will be served by the older. Oh. And she had twins. One was hairy, Esau, comes out first. The other was smooth. Let's see, Avi is hairy. David, rather smooth. So this theme of these twins who are so different. My kids are so different, they say 2 things about themselves. They say, 1, Mom and Dad, if we were one person, we'd be almost perfect. And then when they're being playful, they say, you know, we know each other so well, but we were only womb mates. Having fraternal twins has given me so much more empathy for Isaac and Rebecca as parents. How do you give each of them your best? You can't treat them equally. They're different people. And Isaac and Rebecca, well, I can't say they read all the right parenting manuals. Isaac preferred Esau because Esau was a hunter and hunted game. And Rebecca preferred Jacob because he stayed in camp. He hung around a lot. He was the studious one. He got the A's. And Esau was the athlete. We can't relate to this today at all, can we? And it comes to a head when, toward the end of Isaac's life, he is blind. And the rabbis struggle over whether he's really blind or whether he's just ethically blind or spiritually blind. What's going on with him? And as soon as the order is given by Isaac to Esau to prepare a feast so that Isaac can give his innermost blessing to Esau, Rebekah says, hey, Jacob, come over here. And after she finishes rubbing him on the head, he says, go. I'm going to prepare a meal just like your father likes. We're going to dress you up just like Esau, and you'll have the blessing because you are the spiritual heir, not Esau, who likes to play with bows and arrows. Jacob's terrified by this. He says, if Dad finds out, I'm going to be cursed, not blessed. And Rebekah says, oh, let your curse be on me. Famous last words. And Jacob does it. He pulls it off. He's wearing hairy clothing. He's wearing, I don't know, whatever musk perfume was around those days. And he goes in, and his father says, who are you? He says, I'm Esau, your son. Because he's got a high voice. He says, well, come here, let me feel you. And Isaac says, oh, the voice is the voice of Jacob, but the hands are the hands of Esau. And he serves him, and Isaac at the very end says, are you really my son Esau? Are you really? There's pathos. He says, yes, I am. So Isaac blesses him. And because the Torah has a sense of dramatic timing, it says, no sooner did Jacob leave that Esau came in with his dish. And Isaac said, I'm full. Isaac said, who are you? I'm Esau, your son. Well, who was that guy who came in and took your blessing? And so we set up a dynamic of siblings hating siblings. A dynamic that persists all through Genesis. When you hear people in other denominations or other expressions say, we want a family that's just like in the Bible, run. Genesis is the first family dysfunction manual ever written. In a later generation, Joseph's brothers are going to love him so much that instead of killing him, they're going to merely sell him into slavery. Right? And Rebekah never takes responsibility. She says, you better run away because your brother's plotting to kill you for what you did by taking the blessing. As if Rebekah wasn't the one who started the whole thing. And then she says something that haunts the listener. She says, let me not lose both of you in one day. How could she lose both? If Esau kills Jacob, won't Esau remain? And so my question to you, all this buildup is to have a dialogue. Why does Rebekah say, let me not lose you both in one day, knowing that Esau wants to kill Jacob? That sounds like a good answer. Anybody have a thought? Why would she say, let me not lose both of you in one day? Uncle Joe.
It's a matter of Esau will no longer be a part of the family. He will have destroyed the family. He will be cursed, as was Cain.
Anybody else have a thought? Why does she say, let me not lose both of you in one day? There isn't a test, by the way. And I know guys are answering, but ladies can answer too. Yeah.
Well, in some ways, she's lost Esau because he's still probably going to figure out that she was behind all this. So Esau may never assert.
Esau's a little slow on the uptake. I'm not sure, but yeah.
But anyhow, and so if Jacob is dead and Esau hates her, then she's lost them both.
Sure. He could just hate her and she could lose him that way. How about one more? Yeah.
In the fight, they both could die.
They could both die. Maybe Jacob, who's going to be a good wrestler a couple portions from now, maybe Jacob can hold his own. Maybe he's not a weakling. I think this is closer. The idea that if one son kills another, how can that person still be your son? And the idea that our relationships are taken for granted in a way in the Torah that is an anti-lesson to us. Sometimes we learn by a negative role model, and we learn not to play favorites with our kids, and we learn to cherish them, and we learn from that last bit of wisdom of Rebekah that our children, every one, is a unique gift who's irreplaceable. And if we do that, maybe we can avoid some of the pitfalls that our forebears, our mothers and our fathers fell into. To see a family together sitting generationally is a joy. To hear commentary, running commentary on the sermon, is a joy. and to know that these children are cherished, and these children are cherished. We learn from Genesis what not to do. Yes, you're included too, my dear. You too are a joy. May we take joy from our children even though they rub us the wrong way. And may we learn that every child, every birth, although in a moment of pain coming into the world, provides us more blessing than we can ever imagine. Amen. So we have 5 minutes to finish up, where I get looks from Judy saying, hey, you said you were going to be done in an hour. So here's what we have tonight. Just a few brief announcements. This coming tomorrow, there is Torah study at 8:30 in the morning, and there is Minyan at 9:15 in the morning. You're welcome to join us in the Neshama Center for Jewish Spirituality, or the chapel, as we call the chapel upstairs. We want to thank Rick House and Michelle Feingold. And Linda, thank you for greeting everybody. On Wednesday, the coming Wednesday, more than 1,000 people are going to be at Rhoda Shalom for the Pennsylvania Interfaith Impact Network Issues Assembly, called Toward the Beloved Community Fighting for the Dream. It's at Rhoda Shalom. It says from 7 to 8:30. And our Temple Sinai Choir is going to be singing in the Massed Interfaith Choir. We hope that you will be able to join us for that. The following week, next week, the services are 5:30 Tot Shabbat. If you have a little one, we have little tushy cushions that they set up on the pulpit. And then at 6 o'clock, there's a family dinner. And then 7 o'clock is the family service. The week after that, Thanksgiving week, we participate in the 39th Annual East End Interfaith Service at 7:30 at St. Bede's Church, 2 doors from where I live. And it's participated in by black and white together, by all kinds of denominations. There are Hindu prayers in Sanskrit. Our choir sings at that as well. And you're welcome to come. The cost, very high, 1 can of food that you bring so that we can ease the hunger of somebody at this holiday season. It's wonderful to have you all here, and thank you for singing, clapping, and putting up with my generally terrible sense of humor. And if you're here for the first time, please make sure that you hang around just a little bit so we can say hi a bit more. Can I invite, yes, what did I miss?
We are also holding a book drive, children's book drive up in the school. The Squirrel Hill Food Pantry gives out books as well as food, and one of our students noticed that there are only adult books, not kids' books. So if you are cleaning out some old books, please bring them up into our school. Thank you.
And is there a book fair coming up too?
There is a book fair Sunday, this coming Sunday, and the following Sunday.
Did you know that November is National Jewish Book Month? That's why that's why we always had the book fair in November, to see you made that connection. We're going to rise on page 282 in the middle of the page for our Aleinu, our concluding set of prayers. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latekru la liotzeher breshit, shelo asan kagoyei aratzot, velo samanu k'mishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. As we get ready for Kaddish, it's our custom, if I read the name of the person that you are observing yahrzeit for, or in the 30-day period of mourning for, we'll ask you to rise, and then at the very end, we'll ask everyone to rise, so no mourner has to stand unaccompanied and alone to say their Kaddish. This week, we remember those the anniversaries of whose deaths occur in this coming week. Evelyn Adelson, William E. Alexander, Ben Anolik, Erna K. Bauer, Sadie Belkoff, Doris Bennett, and Harriet Gusky Bennett. George Berman, Doris Bernstein, Edward Bolton, Martin Boninger, and Minnie Boninger. Nelson Butters, Jordan Alvin Childs, and Samuel Nathan Cohen. Charles Dunn, B. Fishman, and Milton Fried. Simon Geller, Reuben Giddes, and Robert P. Goldstein. Linda Goldston, Harry Gomberg, and Goldie Green. Robert Grossman, Anna Winter Hirsch, and Bertrand Hoffman. Zelma Hoffman, Edna Lampert Jones. Harry Calson and Fern Kay. Harry Keene and Saul Kopelson, Isidore Krause, Mary Lample, Mike Liebov and Dora Leon, Morris Leon and Stephen Leon, Hyman Leventon and Sylvia Licht, Cecil Lipman and May Lofgy, Sidney Mann, Samuel Margolis and Samuel Mervis, Lucille Molenberg and Leon Mordeau, Ron Moritz, Samuel Moskowitz and Paul Pretter, Harold Laser Rolban, Ray Rosen and Sylvia Rothenberg, Maxine Scott, Geraldine Silberman, William R. Sittig Sr. and Sherwin Smalley, Harriet Smith, William Unger and Earl Weinstein, Marion Ruth Weisband and Annette Winkle, Albert Witt, Ruth Simon Witt, Dora Young, and Michael Yurko. And now remember those whose recent deaths we still mourn: Zalman Gandelsman, Olga Nicholsberger, Beatrice Herman, David Stock, Harvey Lutens, Joan Berger, Mary Lou Beckstrom, Alice Frank, and Arlene Diamant Gold. And I'm sad to announce the death of Evelyn Miller, the mother of Darcy Bernstein, will be buried Tuesday at 10 o'clock out of Sugars to be buried at Bet Shalom this coming Tuesday. Please. Absolutely. And we also, Michelle, want to remember those who have died in needless violence here in the city of Pittsburgh, and Jared Weiner, who is related to Jeff Letwin, who died in the plane crash in Akron. Several people died. We rise together as a community, and all who will may turn to page 294 for Kaddish Yatom. All who will may join in Kaddish. Yit Gadal, Yit Kadash, Shemei Rabbah, B'yom Divrach Yirutev Yom Lich Malchuteh, B'chayechon of Yomechon V'chayei Dechol Beit Yisrael, B'agalav Yizman Kariv Yimru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chayim Aleinu Ve'el Kol Yisrael.
Yehei Shmei Rabba Merach Le'olam Omer Maya, Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitramam V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar V'yitalev V'yitalal Shmei Dekudisha Brichu, Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata, Tushbechata V'nechemata, Damiram B'yalma V'yimru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chaim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mromav, Huya Aseh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru Amen. May the source of peace in the high heavens cause peace to descend on all of us, all Israel and all the world, a world that is torn in pain and desperately in need of peace, but especially all of us here tonight who still mourn our beloved dead. As together we say, Amen.
We're going to ask you to remain standing for our final song. It's one we've done many times over the last few years. It is in the theme of Toldot, the story of generations. It's by Josh Nelson. And the only part that's in Hebrew is the first two lines, the first and the last line of the chorus. It goes like this. I'm going to move over here. So look at We Are Gifts. We are gifts, and we are blessings. We are history in song. We are hope, and we are healing. We are learning to be strong. We are words, and we are stories. We are pictures of the past. We are carriers of wisdom, not the first and not the last. Ledor vador nagid God lecha. Ledor vador we protect this chain from generation to generation. Ledor vador these lips will praise your name. Looking back on the journey that we carry in our hearts, from the shadow of the mountain to the waters that would part. We are blessed and we are holy, we are children of your way, and the words that bring us meaning we will have the strength to say. Ledor vador nagid God lecha. Ledor vador we protect this chain. From generation to generation, L'dor vador, these lips will praise your name. L'dor vador, nagid god lecha. L'dor vador, we protect this chain. From generation to generation, L'dor vador, these lips will praise your name. Baruchim atem b'voachem, baruchim atem b'tzeitchem me'ata barulam. May you be blessed every place you come in. May you be blessed everywhere you go, as together we all say,
Amen.
And for those who can't wait home to get some dinner and want a little bissel to eat, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei minei mizonot. Praise you, Adonai, our God, ruler of all, who makes animal crackers. As together we say, Amen.
Amen.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.